Alright, good evening everyone. It's me again, Marcus. I want to make a quick video, response video to a comment that was left to me by someone. His username is VSSP, and he kind of posed a question. He asked me how many words in German I know, or how many word families I know in German, and he was talking about that 4,000 is kind of basic for a learner. 4,000 is kind of basic, and they can have a minimal conversation in a language with a native speaker or another learner. And 10,000 is considered highly advanced, and that the average native speaker of English, at least, the average educated speaker, college educated, according to him, or according to maybe some source, they have 17,000 words or word families. So, first of all, I apologize. I can't say how many words I know in German. I wish there was a way to measure that. I know there are tests like that for English, but unfortunately not yet for German. But I can't really ballpark it either. I can't say, oh, I know 1,200 words, or I know this many words or something like that in German, but I do write all my words down, and I guess I write them down in a notebook, in a variety of notebooks, and I want to say that each notebook has around 1,500 words, and my last one, my red one, it had blank pages, so I could write the words. Um, I could write more words on each page. So I think that one had at least 2,000 words, and but I had learned German for 3.5 years before doing this, so I have no idea. Um, yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I just keep learning German every day, and what I do is just I learn something new every day, pretty much every day, and I make sure that I don't let my other that I don't let other words escape my head, so that I don't forget the language. Um, but when I got this question, for some reason I was thinking, okay, how could someone improve and get from, I guess, a 4,000 word family level to 5,000, 6,000, or more? And I was thinking about synonyms and the like, and I never really thought about this until this question, and he didn't ask me about synonyms, but that just kind of triggered a synonym, the word synonym in my head, and in general, I guess in language learning, I think it's really important to have variety, and variety in a language, especially as we get more advanced in a language. I know that at first, when we're all basic, then we speak like babies, or we speak like, little, not babies, they can't speak, but toddlers or little children who have just recently started to speak a language. So, and when children start speaking a language, they just know one word for this, one word for that, one word for that. Although there are maybe 3 words for this, 10 words for that, and um, 14 words for that, or 4 words for that, etc. Um, and I guess throughout one's life, be it through experience or through school or just being around the language in general, people just tend to pick up synonyms in the language. And I guess with synonyms, it's really good for expressing oneself, because, and I mean, for one thing, it makes a conversation more interesting in my opinion. It makes it more interesting for yourself. It makes it more interesting for the listener. I was watching a movie. Actually, this was a long time ago that I saw this movie, but I was thinking of The Princess Bride, and there was this character. I forgot his name. Can't think of his name for the life of me, but he would always say this one word, and I think this was, of course, this was on purpose. It was part of the script, but he would say inconceivable, and he said it to such an extent that another character in the movie, he says, "You keep using that word. I don't think you know. I don't think you know what the word really means." I know that's not the line, but he just used it to that it was noticeable that he didn't know a synonym for this word. So variety. and I guess being ready for that situation where, okay, um, this word is not going to suffice, but this word has the same meaning as this word, but this word is more suitable for a certain situation. Um, if I use the word angry, for example, there are many synonyms for the word angry, and if I were to be in a formal situation, I could say angry. If I were in an informal situation, and I could use a word in a formal situation that's kind of more that's on a different level than angry, on a higher level in terms of it's used less frequently, and so on and so forth, and but if I was really mad at somebody and I wasn't in a formal situation, then I could use a variety of words. Like I am so, I'm just gonna say mad. I'm just so mad right now. But you can fill in the slang that I didn't use right now, and that's just a synonym. And I think that synonyms are really good for expressing oneself and getting one's point across in situations. And what else? So in good situations or bad situations. So it's good to be formal sometimes, good to be informal sometimes, and yeah. So what else could I say about synonyms? I think they're important because languages develop over time, and I guess in terms of German, I don't know if there was. I mean, there was a written form of German, of course, before, but before 1871, Germany was just a bunch of regions together, and I think that all of them spoke German at this point, but I guess dialects were used more frequently, and I guess some of these dialects may or may not have rubbed off into standard German, and I think that's one reason that synonyms exist in German. For English, English English is a combination of many languages. I think English has the largest vocabulary or the largest number of words in any language, to my knowledge, and it's a Germanic language, and so there's gonna be some Germanic words and some words from Latin. I mean, it's a Germanic language, but at the same time, there are words from Latin, Latin-based words, and because of the Norman invasion in 1066, I think. I might be wrong on that date, or I might be wrong, but there is a large French influence on English, and for that reason, there are many French words in English today, and that helps me with my French, and yeah, so I guess that's kind of one way that synonyms come into being, and let me see what else. And I guess as we think about synonyms in a language to enrich our vocabulary, um, we have to think about antonyms as well. If you learn a new word in your target language, German, French, whatever, those are my languages, my target languages. But if you're learning a different language, then and you learn something new, um, let's say in Spanish. I don't know why I'm using Spanish, but timido in Spanish. So timido is shy and maybe reserved. And so what's the opposite of shy and reserved? I don't know the word for outgoing in Spanish, so I don't really know why I use Spanish. But see, I could learn the antonym from timido, the opposite of timido, and which what's the word for outgoing, and write it, like look it up in a dictionary or a thesaurus and write it down and commit it to memory, and I guess that's really how simple it is, and you can do this of course with words. I mean, obviously words, and you can also do this with expressions. Expressions are really colorful, they add color to the language, and I think that if this expression means this, then chances are there's going to be an opposite expression. I could think of a variety of different expressions right now, but I think that you all have the gist of it. And yeah, so I think that's just one more thing to raise the vocabulary in a language, or kind of help the vocabulary from a somewhat basic level to still maybe a basic level, but I think you have more to choose from. It's better to have more words to choose from than to have, I guess, not a big piggy bank. I guess I always say this, but language is a treasure, and I guess the more words you have, the more options you have to choose from. It's like, I want what's behind door number 2 or something, and just use that word instead of what's behind door number 1, door number 7, etc. And just increase that piggy bank of words, and yeah, it'll impress people, and people will, sometimes you can learn a synonym or antonym that's not even used, but just for future reference, just to understand the word. And a lot of people, I guess, a lot of native speakers, or some native speakers, they tend to sometimes be sarcastic and then use big words, and I don't know why people do this sometimes. I don't know. I don't really do this, but just I would like to understand people if they're being sarcastic and using words that are on a higher level and not used as much as normal like words that are used on a normal daily basis. So yeah, just learn words of different levels, slang, basic language, or daily language, and then higher words, maybe some technical words, etc. If they're synonymous. If they're not synonymous, then learn them anyway. Um, yeah, and then the antonyms and expressions as well. Just anything to add variety, because I think variety is just so great. And yeah, and it's also good to be ready for any situation possible. If someone wants to throw a curveball at you, and yeah, it's good to be ready. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and comments, and let me know if you have any questions or opinions, and always happy to get comments. So thanks for watching, and see you for now. Ciao.